Hey, Shed here with Speed Addicts, the fast growing gear site on the web, and today we're going to uncrate the SHARK Spartan RS. What's up, Speed Addicts fam? Before we dive into this new SHARK helmet, do us a favor, subscribe to the Speed Addicts channel. Trust me, you'll thank me later. You'll be up to date on all the latest parts or gear coming your way. Speed Addicts is always getting first look. Subscribe that way you don't miss out. Also, if you'd like to support us here at speedaddicts.com, you can do so by shopping with us. So there's going to be a link in the description below. I'll get you right over to this beautiful SHARK Spartan RS helmet while you're over at Speed Addicts. Feel free to shop for any other parts or gear you might need for your next two-wheel adventure. SHARK helmets. A lot of people sleep on this brand. They've been around for a long time. They're actually out of France. They make really interesting helmets, high quality, and something just a little bit different than your average helmet brand. The Spartan RS is no different. It goes to that SHARK DNA, delivering you something premium, something that looks a little bit different, and that performs exceptionally well. The Spartan GT has been out for a while, and the Spartan RS is essentially the same helmet. They start life the same way. They're both composite shells, coming in around that $400 price point, putting them in the premium price category. But the RS is styled a bit different. You notice it's a little bit more subdued. It doesn't have big, fins hanging off of it. It's really targeted more at the V-twin or cruiser market, whereas the GT is more of a sport touring helmet. So pretty cool design. They're using some different colors that it almost gives that industrial look. Almost looks like this air diffuser is metal, but it's just kind of that alloy color. So interesting design and a lot of the same features that folks really liked about the Spartan for the past couple of years. So price point on the RS is coming in at $429 for the solids, up to $469 for different graphics. Composite shell, it's going to keep it light as opposed to like a polycarbonate shell. 3 pounds 6 ounces, not bad for a full face helmet with that drop down internal sun visor. For you folks overseas, that's going to be about 1,530 grams. The helmet is carrying the DOT homologation here in the United States. You will see that the Euro models are also carrying EC 2206, but in the States they are not dual homologating the helmet. We're not sure exactly why at the moment. A lot of helmets are manufacturers kind of in flux, working out their testing and different products for different markets. So that could change on the Spartan RS in the future. Also, something I'd like to call out is that the Spartan RS will soon be available, probably in 2024, in a carbon fiber shell. We assume that all the other parts and features will remain the same. You're just going to be able to purchase that carbon fiber shell, which might be a little bit lighter, just like over in the Spartan GT helmet. 2 shell sizes. I really would like to see a few more, maybe at least 3 shell sizes. But that said, I was actually surprised at how well this helmet fit with only those 2 shell sizes. So it fit me perfect in XL, which is great. It means it's running true. You're going to see sizes extra small up through to extra large. Go by that SHARK sizing chart you're going to see over at speedaddicts.com. Now remember, when you're shopping for helmets online, you should really give us a shot over here at Speed Addicts, because we're going to give you no cost returns. That's right, we're not going to nickel and dime you on that return shipping like the other guys. A couple clicks in our return portal, you can get a free return label. To qualify, all you have to do is live in the lower 48 states and make sure the gear or helmet's in brand new original condition. We'll make sure to treat you like family and make it real easy. Let's check out the ventilation. So you're going to notice you got this ram air intake up on the top. They've layered this with a couple different colors, pieces of trim, giving that, a very unique look. I also like that the actuator for that internal drop-down sun visor is way up here on the top. More on that in a minute. But the switch for that top ventilation is really easy to get to. It's all the way on or all the way off. You're going to get great ventilation up through the crown. The EPS, the multi-density EPS in this helmet is aggressively channeled and ported, of course, so that air that's getting inside of the helmet is doing its magic, keeping you cool, calm, and collected out there on the road. Now, the chin bar vent, it not only looks interesting, but the design is actually meant to direct and promote the airflow going in the right direction. So when it's sitting on the table like this at a standstill, it doesn't really make sense. But if you put it more in a riding position, you can see that those vents are meant to scoop in that air as you're riding down the road. Pretty cool. And the switch, it is a little anemic, but it doesn't feel cheap, even though it is small. And that's going to direct the airflow up into the cabin and hopefully keep the visor free of fog. On the back, you have 4 exhaust ports here that are covered by this air diffuser, which is really cool. It's kind of like a Tony Stark look, I feel like, with the design in the back here. No winglets or anything down below, but pretty good suite of ventilation on the Spartan RS. Now let's talk about my favorite part of the Spartan helmets, and it is the face shield. So this is class 1 anti-scratch, anti-UV face shield that is extremely stout. But the best thing about it is that the way that they've designed this pivot kit is that it almost has an unlimited number of detents. Throughout the throw of this face shield, it does have friction, so there's virtually nowhere you can't set this and have it stay put. And the action is just really smooth, and the closure is nice and tight. Here, listen to this. And you got a push button up here in the front, and just the way it moves is really cool. And in premium, I know I'm geeking out on this thing, but let's show you how it comes off too. So when you want to remove it, you're just going to spin this little lock right here to that down position, and that is going to release this latch, if I can get it in the right spot here. Oh, there you go. It's all the way up. Whoops. There it goes. Okay, so once that hits its sweet spot, it's spring loaded. It's going to pop out of place. Once this is popped up, you just go ahead and you grab that and you pull it out. It's got this fork set up here. And then when you want to go back, you're going to push that in. You're going to line this up, swing it back down, and that is your shield change. Really fast. And again, the action on this is just ultra premium and just a totally different design than those big, loose, chunky detents where the shield's rattling around. I don't know if you can hear the gears work. Okay, it's cool. Take my word for it. I've touched a lot of helmets. Also, you're going to get that pin lock insert to reduce or mitigate fog. So this is a pin lock. It's going to attach to the pin lock prep face shield in here and reduce or mitigate fog by creating a dual pane system. They're going to include that free of charge, which I like. Let's move to that interior drop-down sun visor. Same idea here is that you have friction or hold throughout the throw of the internal drop-down sun visor. So if you want to park it there, it's an awkward place to do it. But say your eyeballs were located up high, you want it to stay there, it's gonna stay there based on where you set it on the track. So it's not just all the way up or all the way down. And the cool thing about that is if you are on a bumpier road, it's not gonna bounce around, okay? And if face shields or the internal sun visors don't always sit right on everyone. So if you adjust it all the way down, great. If that's a little too low for your particular face or nose shape and it's hitting the tip of your nose, you just back it up. It's gonna stay put right there. So one of the more clever designs and smoother mechanisms on one of these drop-down face shields. The other nice thing about locating that lever up on the top of the helmet or the actuator is that it's not gonna be in the way of an intercom system. You have a nice smooth surface here. You're gonna be able to fit any communicator you want on the Spartan RS. There are speaker pockets inside of it. And so you're set up. There's no weird shapes or levers in your way to install that. You will notice the matte finish. It shows fingerprints. It's a thing. If you want matte, that's something you're gonna have to contend with here. Let's flip it over and show you the inside. And this is another one of the things that's different from the Spartan GT on this RS version, is that it's not quite as tight on the cheek pad fit. It's not quite as a sporty fit. Again, this is targeted more at the cafe racer, the V-twin guy, the cruiser guy or gal. You're gonna be able to get in the helmet easier. It's not gonna squeeze you quite as much. And there's also not emergency release cheek pads. It's finished in more of that classic kind of quilted pattern in here. It's a very nice place to be. You notice it's micro suede up on the cheek pads. Real premium feel, but less racy than that Spartan GT. You do have the patented shark neck curtain or chin curtain. They're always really good about creating these spandex chin curtains that come way out and really cut down on the noise and wind coming in the helmet. It's stretchy, so it easily moves out of the way. And then you notice this chin bar is also completely finished here. Again, it's like a premium touch. It's unusual to have fabric pulled across that chin bar pad. Just makes it a real nice place to be, and it looks cool too. So let's pull out this chin strap here. Double D ring chin strap. No surprises there. And then we'll pull out these cheek pads. We'll show you where you're going to plug in your intercom speakers here. So these have a couple of snaps and then some Velcro. Let's get these out of the way. All right. And if you don't want to run the chin curtain, you don't have to. This comes out too, and we might just do that so you can see how that plugs in. Real easy to get out of the way. Nice and stretchy. Okay. Here are the cheek pads. There you go. Different sizes are available. This is an extra large stock 25mm cheek pads. If you need to adjust the cheek pads within the different shell sizes, you can definitely do so, and our team can help you out with that if you have questions. One thing I did notice is that it doesn't have holes cut in this earpiece right here. I would say if Shark's listening, they should perforate this because a lot of folks are going to be running communicators in these, and it helps with the audio quality if this is perforated. Let's pull out the top piece here. So their interior is their Alvo Tech sanitized, antimicrobial, hypoallergenic, all that sort of stuff so that funk won't grow in your helmet. Of course, you can remove these, wash them in the sink, air dry them if you need to service this helmet over time. Okay, with those cheek pads out of the way, you do see a nice big speaker pocket. You'll easily be able to fit your Cardo JBL speakers or whatever you're running. This is a good size here. Let's move the headliner out of the way, and we'll give you the full story. Multi-density EPS liner, and Shark is backing up this helmet with a 5-year warranty, which is about 3 years longer than the industry standard. Let me go ahead and pull this. All right, we'll pull this liner through. So one thing that they did in this RS is that you notice the foam that is adhered to that multi-density EPS liner around those channels. That's all the parts that make contact with your head. So not only do you have this laser cut 3D comfort liner to aid in your comfort, but you have a little bit extra padding in here for those parts of the EPS that make contact with you, and just making an extra comfy fit. I really did like the way that this thing fit on my head. And this is also compatible with their SHARKTOOTH Communicator. You can see that they have a pocket back here to stash the battery for that unit there. And that about does it for the RS. If you're on a V-twin, you're on a cafe racer, just about anything. I mean, the Spartan series helmets are a great choice, not only because of that 5-year warranty, but just because it's something a little bit different. And you can always expect that Shark, for the money, is quality stuff. That does it. If you still got questions, writer support standing by over at speedaddicts.com, where you can always talk to a human for email, live chat, or the phone. And if you've already got a Spartan, maybe you got one of the older Spartan GTs, let the community know how you like it in the comment section below. We'll see you next time to find out what's in the crate.